If you're looking to learn some new fast ideas on the guitar, or if you're struggling to work out how the hell you can get some new concepts and new ideas from particular licks that you've already learned, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you 5 killer shred licks that I use all the time in my solos. Now there's going to be something here for everyone, I can guarantee it. I'm not only going to show you the licks, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different variations that stem from the licks that I'll show you that I play in this solo. Now everything you hear and see in this video is tabbed out over on Patreon. There's also playthrough videos with me demonstrating with the tab underneath, as well as 2 other solos that you don't see in this video tabbed out, directed at a more intermediate sort of level so you can get your fingers around it a little bit quicker. So we're going to be working in the key of B minor today. This backing track really is a B natural minor sort of sound, so that's going to be the overall tonality, although I do link a lot of the stuff that I'm about to show you to the pentatonic scale, which I love. For the first lick, we're going to start on the 7th fret, which is our root note, 7th fret of the E string. And we're just going to play root note, 2nd, and then minor 3rd. And then we're going to go to the perfect 4th, 5th, and then the flat 6th. This is just Aeolian mode or natural minor. Right, so we've got a 6-note sequence. And then we're going to go up the octave to the 9th fret of the D string and play the same intervals. And then we're going to do the same thing from the B string, 12th fret, and play the same intervals. Right, so the whole sequence is this. And then we're going to reach for the, 17th fret and do a full tone bend into the root note. This is the whole lick. Now, if we want to make some alterations to that, we can just take that same idea around the different scale shapes. Check this one out. Let's start on the 9th fret D, and we'll play the same intervals that we did. But let's then move up to the 11th fret of the D string and do the same sort of 3-note per string sequence. And then we can continue with our last sequence of the first lick, and then do the bend. Check this out. So that way you get a little bit of a different range. Now I'm going to show you another idea in that same sort of vein. We're going to start on the 9th fret D, do the same sequence, but then we're going to shift to the 11th fret G, and then go up 3 notes of the scale. And then we're going to shift to the, let's do the 14th fret B, and there's your extra lick. Right, so same sort of sequence, same sort of timing, those triplets, but we're just creating some different phrases. So here's the first one. Here is the second one. And here's the third one. So you can choose whichever one you like. You can mess around with the rhythm, mess around with how many times you repeat each string. It's really, really up to you, and it's endless the amount of options that you can go for. All right, this is the second lick. We're going to start on the root note. We'll jump into the 14th fret of the A string. Now this idea is really just a B minor 7 arpeggio with a 9th. So I guess you could call it a B minor 9 arpeggio. I really like the sound of this. It fits well under the fingers. We're going to start on that 14th fret, and we're really just going to play a B minor 7 arpeggio. So hopefully you know your arpeggios. It's going to be root note, minor 3rd, perfect 5th, flat 7. That's what we've got so far. Then we're going to jump up to the major 9, or the major 2nd. And then we're going to go back to the perfect 5th, then the flat 7, and then the major 9. Then we're going to hit the 15th fret of the B string, which is our minor 3rd. Then go to the perfect 5th, which is 14th fret E. And then we're going to finish on the flat 7, which is the 17th fret of the E. Now, sorry, I said finish. We're not finished yet, but that's really a nice arpeggio that you can just use in your everyday lines. Right, you could play the arpeggio just ascending if you wanted to. And then finish it on the root note. But what we've got so far is this. And then we're going to go back to the minor third, so 15th fret B. And then we're going to jump up to the root note. And then to the 4th, which is 17th fret B. Right, so that little move there. So far from the start, we've got this. And then we're going to hit the root note and bend a full tone, which reaches the interval of a ninth or a major second. And then we're going to do, this is, in my opinion, like a Steve Lukather-ism. Right? So we're going to bend a full tone, fret the, 20th fret. Whoa. And that reaches a minor 9. And then we're going to release back to the root note. Nice little move there, right? Now, when you are learning these licks, get those little bits out of it. Don't just play the lick full stop, right? Don't just play the lick in full. You can just really get those little bits and pieces, those little sequences, and work them into your own lines. Like, that's really cool. Start it with the with half of the arpeggio. Really cool ideas there. Here's the lick in full, nice and slow. Right, speed it up. Now, if I am moving too fast, all the tabs to these licks, plus the full solo, as well as an intermediate solo, are available over on Patreon. If you want to sign up, there's a link in the description. All right, so this next lick is really just minor pentatonic with that added ninth. We're going to be featuring 3 positions of the minor pentatonic scale all over the fretboard. It's really, really cool, doing some position shifting with some sliding. Let's start on the 17th fret of the E string. That's our flat 7. Then we're going to go to the 14th fret. And then we're going to go to the minor third, which is 15th fret of the B string. Just simple minor pentatonic. But then we're going to add in that major 9 on the 14th fret of the B. Check it out. Now you can use pull-offs, all that kind of good stuff, or you can pick it all if you like. And then this is where the position shift happens. We're going to slide from 14th fret to the 7th fret. This is going to be to our first position box, right? That kind of thing, right? And we're going to then go to the 9th fret of the G. And that's going to be our nice little position shift. Check it out. Then we're going to go back up to the flat 7, and you guys will know this classic box shape. We're going to go to the 10th fret B, descend down, minor pentatonic, right? And then we're going to slide into 2nd fret G, which is our flat 7. So that move there, right? This is what we got so far. Then we're going to go down 1 note of the minor pentatonic scale in that position. Right, so we got this so far. And then you can sort of do whatever you want here. What I like to do is go back up to the root note and then play down the minor pentatonic scale to the root note and then hit the root note above. Right, so this is the full lick. Now this particular lick, I am starting on the and of 1, so I'm counting myself in. I'm going 3, 4, 1. However, feel free to play around with the rhythm. You could do triplets. You could keep playing, in that position. You could keep playing and extend the lick in the first position like this. Check this out. Right? Or you could start on the root note and then continue down the first position box once you transition to it. Check it out. Can sound really cool. Or you could start on the root note and then continue way down and then maybe incorporate the blues scale in that lower position. Check this out. All this stuff will be tabbed out for the members over on Patreon if you want to come and check it out. Let's move on. All right, this next one is really, really fun. I do this all the time. You can take it all around the fretboard. I'm going to give you 3 different variations. I've done it on a repetitive lick video before. We're talking sextuplets, really, really fast at this tempo. It's pure minor pentatonic. Now, I do say it's very, very fast, but you can slow it down and experiment with the other subdivisions. There is another solo over on Patreon, tabbed out, that I play through over this backing track that is more directed at those intermediate players if you want to come and check it out. But let's jump straight into it. So we're going to be starting on the root note, 7th fret of the E string. All we're going to do is just go down the minor pentatonic scale, stop at the perfect 4th, which is 9th fret G, and then just go back up. That's really it. I'm utilizing pull-offs and hammer-ons. Now it's really fun once you get that speed. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to pick it. I start with an upstroke. Then I do a downstroke and pull off, right? And then I do a downstroke on the G, upstroke on the B, hammer on, and then the lick starts again. So that's upstroke, downstroke, pull off, downstroke, upstroke, hammer on, and then the lick starts again. So if you want to utilize hybrid picking, which is what I do when I play this lick, you can use the middle finger of your right hand instead of an upstroke. Check this out. We're going to start as per what I said before. So upstroke, downstroke, pull off, downstroke, and then the next note, which is the 7th fret B, instead of doing an upstroke, you could do middle finger of that right hand, right? I don't want to be rude, but middle finger. So that's how I usually play this lick. Now, 2 variations. Check this out. Instead of hitting the perfect 4th, which is the 9th fret of the G string, just shift it up 1 fret, do the blues note. Sounds really cool. Check it out. Right? Sound really, really cool. You get this nice sort of blur between the flat 5 and the 5th. Right? That kind of lends itself to this classic 3-note lick as well. So you can add that in there as well. The other variation, instead of hitting the root note, you can bar with your 3rd finger, or pinky if you're using your 3rd. You can bar the 10th fret of the high E string, which is our minor 3rd. You get a wider interval jump. Check this out. I'll go real slow. Kind of tricky, right? But every second sequence, I'm then just going up to that 10th fret E. All this will be tabbed out for the members over on Patreon. Let's move on to the last lick. All right, man, I love this lick. I do it all the time. It's really versatile. It's sort of like a tool that I use, and I'll be talking about it for a very long time in different scenarios. It's a repetitive lick, but it can be used extensively across the fretboard. I'm just gonna give you the chunk that I love to use. Check this out. All right, so it is 6-note sequence starting on the minor 3rd. We're going to do an upstroke, pull off to the 9th fret, then pull off to the root note. Right, check it out. Then we're going to do a downstroke on the flat 7, which is the 10th fret of the B. Right, so far we got this. And then I like to pick up, down on the root note, and then the major 2nd, right? So up on the root note, down on the major 2nd. That's the whole sequence. So up, pull off, down, up, down. And then it just repeats. What's cool about this lick is that you can transfer it really easily to different string sets, and then you can get a nice flow-on effect all across the fretboard. But this is the starting point. This repetitive part is the starting point, and I use this all the time. So if we're in this key, which is B natural minor, you might want to descend down the natural minor scale. Right? Or if you were doing like more of a bluesy thing, you might be doing like B Dorian maybe. Right? All of that stuff is just that same lick. I'm just really comfortable with it. So get comfortable with that first iteration that we looked at. You can take it all over the fretboard. I'm going to give you one variation as well. Check this out. Right, so instead of just repeating the 10th fret of the high E string, we're going to skip up to the 12th fret. It is a bit of a jump, but you can practice stretching up. Even if you wanted to take it a little bit higher in a different key, you can practice that idea and then get comfortable with it down low. Check it out, I'll play it real slow. Right, get comfortable with dismounting in that position 1 box as well. So there you have it, 5 killer licks with a whole bunch of different variations. As I said, there's so much good stuff over on Patreon if you want to come and join us. Thanks so much to the members who are already there, and thanks to you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.